What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here. Welcome to another video out here in central North Carolina. We want to walk down here. The other day, as you guys know, I was out here filming. We were talking about our application of prodiamine. So I was all over the yard, and I want to show you something. We had some unexpected rains this morning. Sorry about the wind. It is a little windy. We had some unexpected rain this morning, and as I came down here to my shed, I noticed something. Just like that, with some nice Jesus rain, we've got baby grass all over the place. That is correct. Now, if you're new, if you haven't seen the past couple videos, this was a shade garden type area with my wife. We threw down some Jonathan Green dense shade mix right here. We had a torrential downpour a couple days later, tornado warnings, a lot of my lawn soil that I applied just washed away. I thought all of my seed had possibly washed away, but we just got a rain this morning. I was literally spraying the yard yesterday with prodiamine and was afraid, I tried to avoid this area, but we wanted to get our prodiamine in this general area to cover, crabgrass and all that. And after a couple showers this morning, you guys can see, just look at that beautiful Jonathan Green baby grass. Now, it does have a little bit of, I believe, ryegrass that is in the dense shade mix. So that is likely what's popping up first, but we've got baby grass. So I just wanted to show that to you. How cool is it to see some spring baby grass? So again, we will see how long this lasts, how long it survives the North Carolina summer. Hopefully we can get it to last. We'll keep you updated as it grows. What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back to another video here in central North Carolina. Hope you enjoyed the little update down here of our Jonathan Green dense shade mix grass. Literally was out here yesterday, there was nothing, and we got some rain, and boom, we've got 1 inch tall grass. So pretty cool. So thank you so much for clicking on the video. What we're going to talk about, we're going to kind of go by our lawn care plan. As I mentioned in several of my videos, I started off learning from the internet from folks like Pete at GCI Turf, as well as Alan Hain, the lawn care nut down in Florida, and I am a part of his lawn care plan. It's the very first thing I did. I came out that one spring in 2019, said, I'm going to have a good yard this year. And I quickly learned by buying his yard lawn care plan, listening to his YouTube videos, that it was the wrong time of the year to begin working on a cool season lawn. I needed to prepare, to learn, and to get ready for the fall. So for those of my newbies out there that may be watching, if you have I had my boss talk about his son-in-law, I believe is his son-in-law, just has a new home and has just bare dirt. And I told him the same thing I'm telling you guys, get a lawn care plan, begin to review it, plan for the fall, learn the lawn care plan, get familiar with what you got to do to aerate and fall seed. And then we'll go to what we're doing here today, which is talking about maintenance. It's a little windy. I hope the audio is okay. I do apologize. It's windy down at the Masters today. Today's Monday, so congratulations to whoever won. I hope it's either Dustin Johnson, Cam Smith, or Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler's looking good. But anyways, back to the video. So today I want to kind of, for those up north, to those that are still dealing with winter, I saw snow 2 inches over in Tennessee today in the making of this video. We are a little bit ahead of you guys up north, so we're kind of going by the lawn care plan, and that's why I wanted to show that to you. The next step here, we've done our prodiamine, we've done our split apps just recently on the channel. Go check it out if you need help with prodiamine, how to put it down, how much to put down. We cover it in our previous video. But today we want to talk about, now what are we looking forward to? Well, we've got protein down as far as our fertilizer. So it is kicking in for 90 days. We put it down March 1st. So we got April 1st, May 1st, and then into June. And so our prodiamine, our fertilizer, our protein is looking good. The grass is green. We're good to go there. We're just letting protein do its thing as it slowly releases into our plant, into our fescue. So the next things I want to talk about is last year here in North Carolina, we had an unusually very dry, very hot May. And so I want to talk about this product for a second, Mr. Hydratane. I'll hold it up here to the camera a little bit. If you're totally unfamiliar with it, Hydratane is a really cool product that I tested out here on the channel. You can go back in my content history. We worked with this last year. I'm not going to hold this up the whole time because it's a full gallon. I ordered some more just recently. Hydratane is a liquid product you put in your backpack sprayer. You apply it to your lawn, and the specially formulated chemical begins to pull moisture out of the air into the plant of the fescue. Or it works obviously in any type of grass type, whether you got warm season or cool season. But during the humid times here in North Carolina, Hydratane is assisting in pulling moisture out of the humid air. So it's not a complete replacement for watering your lawn. You still need to water your grass. However, even while you're sleeping, it could be pulling moisture into the plant. And some say, yes, it could cause a little bit of fungus, maybe because it's constantly pulling moisture and at nighttime and daytime out of the air. We didn't see any increased fungus this year. It may have played games with my mind, but I'm going to be focused really this year on May, coming up here soon. We're almost in mid-April. Hydratane. I may be applying this earlier than in June like I did last year. We may be doing it in May. And I scrambled last year because it was such a hot and dry, we didn't have any rain in May, that I was scrambling to get a hold of some Hydratane, and they were out of stock. So that's why we recommend you get some as soon as you can. And with inflation, it's probably going to be cheaper today to buy it than in the next month or two. So get your Hydratane today. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to in the next several weeks, is possibly applying Hydratane depending upon the weather and the rain that we're getting. The second thing, according to the lawn care plan I follow, we need to start thinking about fungus. If we're getting fungus in our lawn, we're coming into the seasonal transitions. It's about that time. May is about the time for several things, one of them being hydration with something like Hydratane, and maybe we have to pull the sprinklers out and begin to water the lawn. But secondly, also we talk about fungicides. Now again, I've got propiconazole and I've got oxystrobin here that I got for Christmas. And as you know, if you don't know, GCI, Pete, he lives a few hours north and to the west of where I am. He puts these down pretty much for the next 4 months, May, June, July, August time frame. He puts them down religiously at the first of the month, and they last roughly 28 days. And so not anymore, but around day 21, he begins to reapply both these products together, oxystrobin and propiconazole. In the views of Pete over at GCI Turf, this is preventative. It's the preventative rate, it's not the treating rate, and he prevents fungus in his lawn. Now, there's several factors when we talk about fungicides. Number one, do you have the money to buy $100 and some fungicide like this to put in your lawn? Do you care that much about your lawn, and do you have the money and the budget to do it? Propiconazole is a little bit cheaper, but the oxystrobin is pretty expensive, but you are using low amounts of the product. But money, do you have it? So you can prevent, or you can take that risk, roll the dice, which is what I've done the past 2 years. Rolled the dice and said, I'm not going to prevent it. I'm going to wait and see if fungus hits me. And if you have a cool season lawn, likely you're going to encounter fungus. Brown patch is real. Brown patch hits a lot of lawns in that transition time between spring and summer, when we're getting that nighttime rainfall. Moisture plus warm ground temperatures, a lot of fungus spores can enter into our lawn. So you need to be prepared. If you're growing a cool season lawn, I was that kind of guy that thought, the fungicide part, I'm not going to worry about that. That's just people trying to get your money. We'll be fine. And then I got hit with this little orange tingy type of disease in my lawn, and I quickly learned, okay, that's not a gimmick. what is this? What's happening to my freshly green grass? It began to get ugly and green, and it was infected with fungus. And so it's not a gimmick. It's not just to pull money out of your wallet. Have fungus on your mind. This is the time of year when it really tries to pop up in our lawn, and we need to be aware. We need to be prepared. I'm going to be trying to possibly go ahead and start maybe applying these at the 1st of May, my oxystrobin and my propiconazole, just as a preventative using the minimum rate. So follow the channel if you want to see how we go about doing that. We'll be spraying it in our Strom sprayer. If you are around the big box stores at this time, recently on the channel, I showed you guys, I'll show you just as hopefully it'll zoom on the camera, this bottle of Bio Advanced Fungus Lawn Control. It is propiconazole, but it's 2.42%. It is very, very diluted when this is a concentrated bottle of propiconazole. But this is one where you can attach the hose. I found this at Lowe's for $1. $1 because the bottle's a little faded and maybe the label's a little got wet, but $1. No holes in it, perfectly fine, full of product, $1. Check your local box stores if you're needing some propiconazole, something to treat brown patch, something to put down as a preventative. Look for this at your local Lowe's or Home Depot. You may be able to find some products on clearance that have snuck behind the shelves for $1 or so. I got lucky and bought 4 of them, gave 2 to Mr. Kevin, so be checking for that. And lastly, the next thing my lawn care plan says that we'll cover is talking about insect or nuisance pests in our lawn. We're talking about ants and spiders, and we're talking about chinch bugs. We're talking about all this. You guys in the comments, I'd never heard of this product until I started seeing it in the comments below. You're like, Mr. Ferguson, you got to try Bifin. Bifin is the ingredient we want to use, and I bought this product called Tall Star. Tall Star. We just talked about it last video briefly as I was cleaning out my sprayer. This is an amazing, Bifin is an amazing product. I went down to Wilmington, as I mentioned. My brother has a dog. They don't have much grass down there in Wilmington. It's very sandy soil, and they had ants everywhere. Their dog would go outside to use the bathroom, and he would come in riddled with bites of ants. I went down with my backpack sprayer. We put some Bifin, some Tall Star in the mix. We went with the rate to kill ants, and we sprayed the lawn front and back, and they said they noticed a difference immediately. The ants were gone. It took care of them. Whether it killed them or scared them off, I don't know. Doesn't matter. The dog was happy. He was not getting bit anymore, and it was taken care of. Boom, done. Bifin works. And so when we're talking about protecting our plant from annoying diseases, insects, you know, and I'm sure below all these experts, veterans out there of lawn care can tell what other things. Read the label of Bifin. Look up if it's something that's a nuisance in your yard. Ants are the main ones, spiders, you know, crickets, moles, cricket moles, whatever. There's tons of things that Bifin covers and will protect you from. If you're having parties and guests and you have a big ant problem, you got kids that they're going to play out in the yard, you got toddlers that can get in ant farms and mess and bite them and fire ants. Bifin is something you want to consider. It is not expensive either. It is fairly cheap, if I do recall. It's worth it. It works, and it's what I'm going to be applying to my lawn. Be applying it out here to try to protect against any type of insects that want to chew or gnaw. And that goes into also grubs. Now, this is something, as I was reading back up on grubs, we know that grubs turn into June bugs. Well, June is in the summer. They turn into the June bugs, beetles. They fly, and they don't fly far from your facility or your home. They will lay eggs in your lawn. So the time to prevent grubs is technically into the May time frame. So if you're someone that's found grubs when you dig, if you go down, you dig, you're finding these grubs. We know that they lay eggs in the summer. They like to come up in fall and munch on our freshly planted fescue roots. Then they bury down for the winter. Here in North Carolina, it doesn't get very cold, so they may not go very far. And then they like to come back up in spring and munch on our roots a little bit. But as we're actively growing, sometimes you can't tell that grubs are even there. When we were planting this new tree over here to replace the dead one, we did find one grub. And so it could be from the neighbor's side, it could be from my side. I've reacted, I've not prevented the past 2 years, and I've been like, this year I'm going to prevent. So I'm choosing to use Scott's Grub X as something, or you can find 2 different products is what I've seen. You can find the preventative product that we put down around the May time frame that should prevent it throughout fall, and then you have the reactive, the Scott's Grub X 24-hour killer, I believe. It's actually, I found grubs, I need to kill them now. There's 2 different products, so make sure you research that and get the right one. We want to prevent so we don't have to deal with them come the eggs that they're laying. So these are some of the things we're looking forward to in spring lawn care. We're continuing to mow our lawn. We're having barbecues outside. We've got kids and family coming over. But remember, think about fungus in your lawn. Be prepared for it. Prevent it if you got the budget to do so. Think about hydrotain. The rain, pay attention to the forecast. Pay attention to the lawn. If you're like me, you don't have irrigation. You can't just set a timer and sprinklers pop up and water your lawn. You're having to put sprinklers and move them around. Consider the weather. Are you getting rain? Are you getting enough rain? Do we need to set the sprinklers out? And hydrotain can be something to assist in getting your lawn the moisture, the watering that it needs for the plant. And lastly, insects. We don't want insects plaguing us. We've had spider galore all around here now, and I'm going to be spraying bifin. Remember bifin? It's worth the money. And grubs. So we want to go ahead and prevent grubs. We want to prevent insects, ants in our lawn. So these are some of the things we're thinking about with spring. As everything greens up and everything comes to life, it's that time of the year. So these are some of the things you can see on my channel coming up soon. We're trying to hydrate our grass and get it going through the summer. That's the goal. We want to drive roots. Mowing will continue to drive those roots down, as well as RGS and biostimulants. We're not doing a ton of that here on the channel, but we also want to keep it watered and healthy. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Click a like if you enjoyed it. If you learned something, be sure and check some of my other content here to my left or to my right. We'll see you on the next lawn care video. God bless. We'll see you next time.